Hey there, dysfunctional viewer. I am Jesus Figueroa at Dysfunctional of Dysfunctional.com, and today I got to chat with Cinthya Carmona for the movie The Tax Collector. In The Tax Collector, David, played by Bobby Soto, and Creeper, played by Shia LaBeouf, are tax collectors for the crime lord Wizard, collecting his cut from the profits of local gangs' illicit dealings. But when Wizard's old rival returns to Los Angeles from Mexico, the business is upended, and David finds himself desperate to protect that which matters more to him than anything else, his family. Check out my interview with Cinthya Carmona. Congratulations on this project. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed the movie. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got involved with it in the first hand?
Yeah, definitely, Jesus. Thank you so much for that. I'm so happy that you love the project. The project definitely came about in a different way. I had actually auditioned for David Ayer for a pilot that he was doing at the time, and when I read it, it was definitely one of the best scripts that I had read in the last like 5 years. And I was so excited to just get the chance to audition and get to know him. Unfortunately, the project didn't end up going through, but through that audition, David got to see a piece of my work and my talents, and called me up to just meet with him for lunch. Little did I know that day he was setting up a meeting with me, Bobby, Conejo, Cheyenne Hernandez, and he brought us all together to sit us down and basically tell us that we were the cast of his new movie, The Tax Collector.
Wow. It's like he has a very good eye for talent. How lucky do you feel getting to be a part of David Ayer's movie?
I feel very lucky. I feel very, very, very lucky. And I've felt this way all throughout the process. Like when I got the audition 2 years ago for a different project, like I said, I felt very lucky just to be in the room with him, as an actor who's, been in this business for a bit, right? Grinding. It's always a grind, right? And our goal is to get to work with a director like David Ayer, whose work I've always been such a big fan of. The opportunity to get to present myself to him is not something that every actor gets the opportunity to do, and to be able to just be in the room with him and vibe and collaborate, right? It's like that's the most important part when you can make great art together. I felt very fortunate to just have that opportunity and then have that translate into creating an entire world together, creating this world for the Cuevas family and for Alexis Cuevas, my character. It's amazing. The experience from start to finish was a ride, and now that it's being released to the world, it's been a completely new and also very gratifying, lucky experience for me as well.
Awesome. And I read something about David Ayer's boot camp. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what I've been calling it. I don't know if anybody else from the cast has been referring to it that way, but David prepares you for war, basically. I think because he's a veteran and he's just very just like intense and so freaking cool in his ways and perspectives on life and his experiences. He really likes to just prepare his actors as much as possible. And every actor that he works with kind of has to go through this very rigorous rehearsal process before you start filming. In our case, we were rehearsing for 2.5 months before we started shooting, and we shot for a month. This was 2 summers ago, exactly. And our training included martial arts training at RMMA in Echo Park with Sensei Richard Mesquita, where we trained 2 hours a day of like jujitsu, martial arts, boxing, kempo karate. We did it all. And then we'd go to his living room and just break down these characters and these scripts for the next 3 hours. And we did that every single day for 2.5 months. This is not your average preparation for a film or a show. Usually you get the chance to meet a couple of times before you start filming, and you have to create this real life scenario in a short amount of time. We had the luxury of preparation, and that was all David. That's the makings of David Ayer's crazy, crazy mind. But there's a method to his madness, and I'm definitely living proof of that.
Awesome. And I've talked about David Ayers directing so much. He's a fantastic director. He's an LA native, and the way he sees LA is a lot more authentic than most people. But at the same time, his
Agreed.
cinematic LA is gritty, and it pushes his characters to be a lot smarter and a lot more realistic. What was it
Absolutely.
like for you to read your parts and be like, this character is so amazing?
Yeah, first of all, David just has this incredible way of not only developing his characters and writing his characters and just making these fully dimensional people, right? But that also feel very real, that just, battle just everyday life things, and also huge events and just different topics and situations. But I also really appreciate how he shows Los Angeles and how he makes everyone who's watching one of his movies just like really want to be in LA, right? So like, I'm not from Los Angeles, even though I do live here. I'm from Miami. I'm from the East Coast. And I'm not going to lie, before I started working in the movie, I was like, yeah, LA is cool. Whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I work here. I live here. It's cool. I get to act here and do my thing. But now, after working with David Ayer, I have such an appreciation for the people that live here and grow up here and the history here and different neighborhoods. I got the chance to explore South Central. I was Slauson, like all of these different areas, and just learning about how people really are, especially the people that are raised here. It's like the culture, it's so LA strong, a deep appreciation for the Dodgers, like just everything. I just fell in love with it so much more. And that the authenticity is to bring it around full to bring it back full circle. It's the authenticity of these characters, and my characters specifically just being very flawed, right? Exploring these dimensions of Alexis that are just very flawed. I feel like we don't go to the movies to watch people just be happy, right? Like, it's so much more interesting to me as an actress to really explore the cracks in people, and why they do certain things, and like what traumas or events in their lives led them to behave a certain way or to make certain choices. And Alexis has a lot of that. And it's not necessarily written like, oh, she has this problem. It's David writes it very naturally, where if you explore the character on your own more, you can see that Alexis has so many layers. Alexis, is a child of an abusive alcoholic father. She comes from a place of maybe feeling powerless, and she attaches herself to this, this wild animal that is David Cuevas. And she feels like, what she has control over is her household and her family, and she is that ride or die chick. She rides with him till the very end. There was just so much about her that was just so interesting for me as an actress to play. And I'm not Mexican, so for me, the deep appreciation and research that I did to prepare and give respect to our Mexican audience and Mexican culture was an experience, man. Like, you know how many tamales I had to eat for this role? Chile rellenos, like
That's
I'm
awesome.
kidding. It's way much more than that. So much
Yeah.
more than that.
So it seems like you've played two very different characters from coming from East Los High to the tax collector, both in
Totally.
LA.
Totally.
How, can you explain a little bit about the difference in how you saw LA from East Los High to how you saw LA in
Oh
the
my
tax?
God. Oh my God. Yeah. So what's funny is that when I first moved to Los Angeles, which was 5 years ago, um, that's when I was working on East Los High. Like, I got on East Los High right away, and I didn't really feel like I was from here, right? Like, I got to explore. I was on Cesar Chavez Boulevard a lot, and just like really got to be around East LA and just pick up the accent and the slangs and different areas. And it was all really cool. But my character is not from East LA. My character is a transplant from Reseda. And she's this neurotic young Catholic schoolgirl who is very manipulative and, will throw anyone under the bus to get her way and only thinks about herself. And this girl, we're talking about Brandy. Brandy is a girl who masturbates to pictures of Jesus Christ. Like, she's a nut job. She's neurotic, and she was the comedic relief of the show. So it was a character that allowed me to make a complete ass out of myself every single day on set. It was like, how am I going to just make myself and the people around me as uncomfortable as possible? And I did, and I achieved that, and that was very gratifying for me as an actress. Also insane. I've also grown up a lot. It's been 5 years since that role, and as I've evolved, so have the characters that I've played and the choices in the characters that I've played as well. Alexis, the role itself is just very different. You're not in high school anymore. You're definitely a grown ass woman, and you've got kids, and you've got a husband, and some real stuff is happening to you over the course in the last couple of days when we were exploring and watching this story, right, of the Cuevas family. Completely different. You have this girl who is just trying to hold on to whatever kind of power and control she has in her life, and just trying to keep things together, just damage control from this crazy world that she lives in, and just trying to make the best out of it and keep her family safe. It's a completely different genre, a completely different story. But what was similar about them is that they are, both Mexican characters that grow up in, like, whether it's like East LA or Montebello or El Monte, it's all LA. And there is a similar energy. There is a similar blood in both of those that I found really interesting to re-explore.
Awesome. You're a fantastic actress. You were incredible in
Thank
Isla
you.
Thai. You're
Thank
incredible on the Greenhouse Academy, and you're amazing in this as well. Thank you very much for your time.
you. Thank you, Jesus. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I hope we get to chat again someday in the future.
Hopefully. Have a
Thank you. You too.
Thanks for watching my interview with Cinthya Carmona for The Tax Collector. Make sure to catch The Tax Collector in theaters, on demand, and in digital August 7th. It's directed and written by David Ayer, and the cast stars Bobby Soto, Cinthya Carmona, George Lopez, and Shia LaBeouf. Make sure to follow me on social media at Thisfunktional on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and Thisfunktional LA on Facebook. Make sure to check out more of my stuff at thisfunktional.com, and follow, of course, subscribe, follow, like here on YouTube. Thanks very much. Have a good one, guys.